it's my life, it's my life, my life. It's my life, it's my life, it's my life.
All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to week 193 of Behind the Bench. You got myself and Tommy Mano Imano today, and we have two great interviews coming to doubleheader this podcast. So Tom and I here, Homer not available, Mace and Robbie B not available as well. But you got myself, Tommy. We are throwing it all the way back here. Folks, you can find Behind the Bench podcast on Instagram and X at BTB Podcast _. You can find us on TikTok at Behind the Bench, YouTube Behind the Bench, and fully stocked, folks, our website, our merch site, www.btbshop.ca. We are fully stocked in Super Moose tees, BTB tees, BTB hoodies, and hats, and they're flying, folks. So don't miss out on this newest stock order of BTB merch, because they're flying off the shelves, folks. All right, you got myself, you got Tommy. Tommy, what's up, man?
Not much, dude. It's great to hear your voice. I mean, what's been going on the last couple of days? Let me try to think here. I mean, we got dinged with more snow. Let's just start off with that. I was white knuckling it on the back on the way home from North Bay, Al. Minus I didn't have you with me. We'll dive into shortly why I was in North Bay, but I was white knuckling it. Every time I'm on my way home, I get dinged with some sort of snow. So this was Saturday. Saturday night, I actually called you. And I was like, we were just chatting away, and then I was like, the snowstorm hit out of nowhere, and then into Sunday morning. I was reading something that Toronto got the most snow the last 7 days than it did the whole calendar year in 2024. Isn't that nuts? That is...
Old man Winter came back with a vengeance this year. It's crazy.
I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting like kind of miserable in a way, grumpy. Tommy does not like to be grumpy, but this cold and this snow, man, it's like, it's not fun. Anyways, this past weekend, I've been kind of hiding it. It hasn't been public knowledge. It is now. I'm returning to Team NOHA. It's happening.
Let's go.
It's happening. So assistant coach again. Did this 2 years ago with the best players from Northern Ontario at the U16 age. So we had a little showcase showcase type of, I don't even know what it's kind of called, but prospect development weekend this past weekend in North Bay, choosing the final spots for the roster. Getting ready to gear up for OHL Cup in March. So looking forward to that. And wishing everyone the best of luck to make the team. That's basically all I got right now on my end. Other than that, like you said, the merch is flying. Love to see the merch go. And go place your order, people. That's all I got for you, man. How you doing?
Everything is good here, Tommy boy. Yeah, nothing really crazy to report on, other than I've been glued to the Four Nations.
Okay, yeah, I was going there next.
The Four Nations face-off that Saturday night was one of the coolest games I think I've seen ever of hockey. That first period may have been the best first period of hockey I've ever seen. I mean, the first 9 seconds was insane. The Chucks going, as well as GT Miller and Pareko, so that was wild. But yeah, nothing crazy to report on. St. Ben's soccer, we're going to be in full swing after March break here, so team's pretty much made. So
okay. Any tough decisions?
Here and there, yeah. It's always hard. But the good thing is we do have a junior team. It'll be the second year in a row it's run now, so it's great to see. We got a lot of soccer players at St. Ben's, which is great. And to give them a spot to play is great. So very fired up for the St. Ben's soccer season coming up here. But yeah, that is about it. Yeah, Tom.
You've been pretty hot on the, I can't say Twitter, X, about the Four Nations with Brad Marchand getting bumped up in the lineup. Is your prediction still stand? Like, I mean, the lines are out for Thursday's final. He's buried on the fourth line again. Like, what do you think is going to be the deal breaker in this Canada-US final? And are we going to see fireworks again, Al? Are we actually going to see fireworks again? You know who I think chucks them? I think Drew Doughty chucks them tomorrow.
Yeah, do you think they'll go again right off the draw?
No,
It
I
would be
can't see
insane if
it.
they did.
I can't see it off the draw again. The U.S. is banged up, man. Both the Chucks are battling injuries
And they're
now,
sick.
and they're sick.
Legitimately, like ill. Yeah.
McAvoy, who's their best D, is like for sure not playing. That's a
And then
tough loss.
Talk to Hughes maybe
Yeah, okay,
coming
so
and not happening now though.
yeah,
But
not like someone else had to go out for him to come. Like it, this whole thing of not being able to practice and being there, like I don't know what kind of rules they put in place. Like even when McCarr was out earlier in the tournament, like Harley couldn't go on the ice. It's like what you expect six guys to be healthy for four or five games, like fully. Like someone's gonna get sick or hurt, which happened, and then they just weren't able to, ride like 70 at practice. Like it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, I know the whole thing is weird, but the fact that guys can just get kind of called up is wild too. Like they haven't been with the team the whole tournament.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe they're bringing Brett Pesci and Tage Thompson to Boston just in case guys go down prior to the game, which is insane.
Hey,
Haven't skated once with
hey,
Team USA.
I would like. I mean, those guys both got, not the call to make the team. But hey, if I'm looking at those guys, I'm saying I'm going for sure because all the teams are back practicing. So take me away from a a 2 week practice like with the
Oh
boys
yeah,
again. I'll go sit in the press box and watch.
100%,
Are you kidding?
100%. It is wild that they can't skate with them.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like Harley wasn't allowed on the ice until McCarr got off.
Yeah, it
There's
was
a video of him
wild.
peeking his head in the practice room,
Yeah,
like
it was weird.
moping on the bench. It's like just let him on the ice. What's an extra body on the ice? Like,
I do like though that they like the tournament is international tournament, but they're playing within like NHL rules. You
rules.
can
Yeah.
fight. You can. I mean, the
Well, all
rough
those hits
stuff.
would have been boarding penalties, right? Or
Yeah.
majors for sure.
So it's cool to see. It's cool. This whole tournament's been really cool, and that first game. Well, sorry, Canada US Saturday night. I don't think you could have scripted better in Montreal. It was unbelievable.
We should have went, man. Did you see that anthem and stuff too?
Oh,
Just
it was
chills.
chills. It
Imagine
was
being on the
chills.
bench or like a part of that coaching staff. Like you're talking the best on best. You're talking the best staff each side though, Chim, too. Like there was a little clip of Cooper, DeBoer, and who's the other one? Cassidy, talking about who they're excited about most to coach and all this sort of stuff. I'm like, look at these are the last three Stanley Cup winning coaches. Like, and they're coaching the best players, like 10, $11 million players per line, like per player. Like it's nuts. Like the intensity we'll never see again. Like I'm talking to my brother saying, are we going to see this in the playoffs this year? Like you do, but not at that level because, like I said, you have the best players every single shift.
Yeah,
Like,
I remember Chicklets talking about how you know you play 82 games in a season. Not everyone's going 100% the entire like playoffs is kind. You see guys probably going like
yeah,
80, 75, 80% throughout the whole year. These guys were flying, and they've been flying the whole tournament. Like there's another. You forget there's another level to this.
yeah.
Like everyone was going, and you know what? You
Kudos
re-
to them, man.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, for first of all, for
Turning up a notch,
turning it up a notch and playing hard, 'cause,
going.
it is the middle of the year. Like you don't know if they're gonna do that,
Yeah,
but I absolutely love that they've committed to it. We'd be remiss if we don't talk about Sidney Crosby.
yeah.
Like Sidney Crosby, Tom has been like the epitome of our childhood. Sid the Kid. We've seen him throughout our whole. Like he's our Gretzky. You know what I mean in terms
Correct.
of Canadian hockey players, and to see him at 30, what he's 37.
37, turning 38 this year. Like
At 37 years old,
later in the year,
playing
yeah.
on the top line still is unreal, and like not missing a beat. Like
Yeah, three apples the first game with Sweden. Like, yeah.
he's been awesome. He's been awesome.
You can tell
a
he's
great
battling
piece.
something though. You could tell.
Yeah.
But again, a guy that's out there battling through whatever to win.
But
His last kick of the can.
That Finland game, when he made that hit, because Finland kind of turned it on at the end. Granlund
Yeah.
scored a couple quick.
Made that
goals.
hit at center
He
ice.
makes that hit at center ice, scores empty net. It was so sick. Like,
Yeah.
just like Captain Canada, man. I don't know. The whole thing has been like so cool to see because Tom, we have not seen this
10 years.
like generation of players play together on an international team. Yeah,
I know. I
it's
can't
been
believe it.
it's been 10 years. It's insane.
3,000 plus days or whatever they said. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
honestly like it's a treat. And how do you not be glued to your TV? Like
I know.
it,
And I
it
talked about it actually with my marketing students about it, like how well the NHL did. Like this is A++ for replacing the All-Star game.
Oh,
Like,
correct.
and they'll probably go back to All-Star
But
game
who's
next
gonna
year.
want to be a
But
part of that?
I know, like, but they have like they. When can we say the NHL dominated the NBA on a weekend?
Never,
You know what I mean?
never.
Never, and they did it.
Well, why do you?
I
Okay,
actually looked
well,
up the
obviously
numbers.
they looked at the schedule and did it this
Yeah,
time, 100%.
yeah,
When the NBA
absolutely.
wasn't playing,
Yeah,
like
I look well. Yeah, and they dominated the NBA All Star break, which is usually a pretty popular
yeah,
thing.
I think. But the new format helped the NHL. Like the new NBA format was terrible.
Horrible.
So
Yeah,
like they had the one up everywhere with them.
viewership, Tom.
It was like 10 million for that game. No, 100
The
million. I
well,
don't even know what it was.
no. But I just with I think it was US or was just one of the programs, ABC, whatever, for the Canada US game alone. The Canada USA game alone was 5.2 million viewers. The NHL All Star game last year only at 1.4, I think. So, like, well done.
Well, tomorrow night's got to be probably near
It's gonna be
10 million.
unbelievable. Oh, there is gonna be a ton of eyes on that game. Hockey Twitter was going bananas. Yeah, it's just been really cool to see. Like, I just wish Canada. The only thing I wish Canada did maybe change
Built
up the
their team up.
goaltending a little bit.
Okay.
But I would love to see maybe a Tommy Wilson.
Yeah, built their team a little
Dare
bit
I
different.
say? I mean, I'm being biased, but you're telling me Moose wouldn't be hitting everything in sight?
Yeah.
Marcus Foligno?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah.
Moose guy. I know, but I'm just saying he would be
Yeah.
electric.
Well, they could have
And
made
I
a
think
line, right?
Fleury should have been on this team.
For the
Fleury,
third string. Yeah, third string.
just
Yeah.
to be in the room. Hey,
Well,
come
dude,
on,
Bennington,
boys. Hey.
Bennington's got
Yeah.
all the games. So, like,
Yeah.
point proven, right? The third string didn't even come close to seeing the net.
Yeah.
So have Fleury in there. That's
And
one. And
the
anyway,
storylines are crazy, right? Bennington in
Boston.
In Boston, like
Where he
it
won.
is so cool.
Yeah.
It is so cool. This whole thing has been cool. Like that's if I had to describe it in a word, it's been cool.
Yeah,
Just to
and
see everything. It was this whole thing's been great.
it's going to be a treat tomorrow. I mean, I like just quick prediction. As a coach, you would like to say Canada's got the upper hand, not because I am Canadian. States are battling some injuries, as we mentioned before, and at the same time, it's hard to beat the same team twice. Like
In that short amount of time, yeah.
in a span of 5-6 days. Like I know the States will have home ice, TD Garden in the States, but man, like
I think Canada gets it done as well. I mean, we got to see that. And
well, hey, no,
Makar back too. Makar
yeah,
back
huge
is
help, huge help.
Yeah, yeah.
Like yeah, like
There's gonna be a fight though, 100%.
okay.
I think.
With the overs, what 1.5? We're gonna set the over.
Yeah, I
one.
would say yeah. I think.
I don't think
there
off
will
the.
be a
I
fight.
don't think off the opening draw. I'll be shocked. I would be shocked.
Yeah. Back to Marchand though, like the original. We got into this conversation, but we were texting, and I thought for some reason I don't know. Marchand scored the winner in 2016. Like
You want to give him a little bit more
World
rope?
Cup. Yeah, in Boston, like I thought he'd, maybe bump up, and he is still good. But maybe I don't know, maybe the pace is a bit off for him. I really had I had him scoring in the Finland game. He had a few chances, Tom.
He did. He did.
But he does again fit perfectly though on that fourth line. He
Correct.
fits. What's your thoughts on your boy Mitchie? What's your thoughts on your
Soft.
boy Mitchie?
He's soft. He's soft. I mean, big player in a way that he showed up and got them the dub against Finland, or sorry, Sweden, in overtime. Like, I mean, if you lose that game,
You're in one.
You're in one, right? That extra point did help them. I just think like it's these skill guys, man. It's tough to turn it up a notch, like to play aggressive. Like he doesn't
Even
go and get
Matthews
that.
hasn't done a ton.
Well, hey, that's what we've seen in the playoffs, man. And when the going gets tough, like
Yeah.
they almost wait for like their chance rather than going to get it themselves. Like it's like go bump a guy, go get involved in the game. Like I know that's easy for us to say we're not in the arena playing, But like I think he contributes. Like he led the team in ice time the first couple of games. Like he does PK and all that. So it's hard, and he's reliable. Like it's hard to get hard on him. But I mean, I gotta love a guy that just blocks shots and hits everything and still produces. Like how do you not love the Tchucks? Like how as a hockey fan do you
They're
not
the
love
best
them?
thing that's happened in NHL. Best thing that's happened to the NHL.
Like I look at Brady Tkachuk and I'm saying, go trade for him. Like for sure. Like how do you not? Any of those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like they're earning the same amount of money as my Leafs. Like it is tough, but at the same time, it's will the Leafs guys eventually learn? Like Nylander looked a little soft too, but hey man, maybe they'll turn it up for the playoffs. And it's not like they're ghosts out there. I'm not saying they're like invisible. It's just they just don't like hard hitting hockey.
Yeah.
You put them with guys that can bang up, I guess. Like that's really what it is.
Got to be impressed with this States team, though. You know, they were
Yeah.
loaded, and their defense is unbelievable. Faber is sick. Brock Faber is sick. He's going to be a Norris winner, bucket and bucket jack for sure. He is sick.
Yeah.
But Four Nations has been great to watch, man. It's been great to watch, and happy to see it come to fruition here. And we got Olympics next year, so that'll be fun. That'll
Yep.
probably be Crosby's last dance at international hockey. Maybe he'll stick around. Wow, he'd be 41 at the 2028
No.
World Cup of Hockey.
No.
Yeah, I think Olympics will be the last dance. So,
I agree.
in terms of Crosby international hockey, but yeah, so sick.
The last thing I got on Crosby, and I'm going to take this clip or what they were talking about from Chicklets. You got to think Crosby being in a tournament like this is making them go for one last chip at the Stanley Cup. Like 100% competing at this level.
Just figuring out, like, yeah, and then
I got to win one more time before I'm done. Like he can't be in Pittsburgh anymore, man. Like get him on a team that can contend this year.
I know he's so old school though, like one team old school. Like
know, Al, but like,
no one does that anymore. But
he is the definition, like you mentioned, game changer. Like he will go on a team. I'm not saying my Leafs, but hey, would that be awesome? Like to win you a series or two, like 100%. Now VGK's got
Colorado
the
would
LTIR
be
going
sick.
up. Well, hey, he likes playing with Eichel. Did you hear that clip?
yeah, I mean, and him and the Nate Dogg though in Colorado.
Our boys. Yeah, I don't think
They're
Nate Dogg would be
boys.
pretty happy. Yeah, but yeah, that's what I mean. You throw them on a line, like
Yeah, that'd be wild. It'd be wild.
one guy to mess up that return would be Dubas. So hey, go get your cookies now.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, why? I'm sure he's got no trade clause. You'd have to wait first, but
Oh, you're
yeah,
telling
we'll
me a
see what
deal
happens.
is not on place for Colorado. He's not waiving it. Like
I don't
loyalty,
know.
I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. But
But
man,
maybe go for a rental and then just come back after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
retire there. Sign a 10-dayer. There you
Yeah.
go. Like,
Yeah. Okay. All right. We will move it on now to our Tristan Ritchie at Lake City Realty Performers of the Week. Are you thinking about buying or selling a home in Sudbury? Tristan Ritchie at Lake City Realty gives you more than just listings. He gives you honest advice. Tristan will tell you whether it's the right time to buy or sell based on the market, your needs, and his deep local expertise. No pressure. It's just the truth. Ready for a real conversation about real estate? Call Tristan at 705-920-6109 or follow him on social media at Real Richie. Your home journey starts here. All right, Tom, what do you got?
this one's a layup. I mean, I don't know if I took this one from you, but our boy Brennan Gracer, 1,000 bingos, 1,000 games as the equipment manager or equipment staff with the Sudbury Wolfers. 1,000 games, man. That flew by for him.
Yeah,
That's all I got. man.
unreal.
One of the best in the business.
Gracer.
Every player we talked to loves him, loves the staff. But
He
Brandon
is so
Grace,
dialed. He is so
1,000
dialed.
it's an underappreciated job. And like I say to every player, obviously I didn't play in the league, but you got to thank your trainers. My God, they probably take good care of those guys.
Yeah, big time.
But everyone that's played for them in that organization, we ask about the training staff, and they say it's the best. There's guys still out of the league, buddies of ours, that will text the staff for stuff, and they
the
answer.
training staff are the legitimate glue of a hockey team.
Correct.
The training
I agree to
staff
that.
Is
I
the
agree to that.
legitimate glue. Like they legitimately glue things for like look at Crosby's shoulder pads, any of his gear, his gitch. It's all like sold, new this, new that. Like,
They're they're the
they're a special breed.
perfect people for even you're going through something or a lull and you can't get a point. You go rant to them. You don't want to rant to the coach, like so they can't
Yeah,
hear it. They're the perfect like I don't know
yeah.
therapy person in a way
1,000
too.
games, man. That's
1,000 games.
crazy. That's a lot of hockey games.
Yeah,
Good for Gracer, man. That's
yeah.
awesome. I hope the boys took care of him. I'm sure they did. But yeah, congrats to him. All right, I'm gonna go to the basketball court here. I want to give my clicks to the Sudbury Five in both Laurentian women's and men's basketball teams. They had their triple header. I think it's such a cool event that they have 3 games at the Sudbury Arena. You get 3 games for the price of one, which is unreal. And they put on an absolute show. The LU men's team hit a buzzer beater in the Sudbury Arena to win against, I believe it was Queens. And so they're getting ready for a playoff run here, which will be really cool. And the Sudbury Five are red hot, man. Red hot. They can't lose right now. They are sick. So I just wanted to give a couple clicks there to our local basketball squads. We love them. All right, let's go to the Corny's bulletin board, and we are actually going to start it off with the OHL update, and then we'll go to high school hockey, as it's going to lead into our interviews here, folks. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But
Plural,
let's
plural.
plural. Let's take a look at the Eastern Conference. Tamaboa. We got the Brantford Bulldogs. Chin's gonna start sounding pretty smart here. I'm pretty sure I had them as my underdog for the East. I gotta
Oh,
take
they're
a look at
turning it
what I
up a
said there.
notch, Al. Shocker.
They are on the top of the Eastern Conference. I mean, Lardis is just unreal. Barry right behind them. Oshawa, Kingston, Niagara, Brampton has got ahead of the Wolves here. The Wolves sit in 7th right now.
Ugh.
They
Ugh.
are They are 8 point. They're 8 points ahead of Brampton in the 8th spot, and they are 11 points ahead of Ottawa. I would not say the Wolves are out of the woods yet in terms of a playoff spot here, folks. That being said, they're only 3 points behind 6th. And let's take a look at the West. We have London, Windsor, and Kitchener all clinching playoff spots. Behind them, Saginaw, who's really heating up. Erie, Flint, Sarnia, and the Sioux rounding out the top 8 there. Just want to say also Brantford, Oshawa, and Kingston have all clinched playoffs already. Tommy boy. Michael Misa has 108 points, Tom. 108 points. It is not March yet. He's on an absolute heater. I believe he is going to beat or has beaten, the Saginaw all-time, Saginaw single season scoring record, goal record. He's got 52 goals, 56 assists. And then Nick Lardis is behind him with 57 goals and 39 assists. 57 tucks. What a joke for these guys. Like, imagine being able to score like that. It is too easy. Too easy. But let's take a look here, Tommy boy, at our Wolves. And this stretch, Tom, it's like we come back to the wall every time. It has not been an easy stretch for the Wolves. And the last time we chatted, I believe, was at the end of their American road.
Road trip.
Sorry, it was not at the end of their American. Well, they had finished up in Erie. I was talking about how dumb the schedule was because they came
Yes.
back,
Great
played
clip, by the
Brampton
way.
at home. They played Brampton at home, lost 7-3, beat Flint in Flint, lost to Sag 8-3, and then lost a wild one on Family Day weekend to Guelph 7-6. I watched a bit of that game. Nick DeAngelo scored from the red line, and then Guelph scored in the last minute to win it. Shouldn't be losing to Guelph. But this schedule,
Correct.
like I know it's tough, but this team is going through it. You cannot deny that this team is going through it, Tom. And what do you think? What do you think for a team that's just they're going through it right now? There's no other way to put it.
Yeah, and you know what? When I don't want to when shit's hitting the fan now, it's really it's hard to get out of it. Like it's you can blame it on the amount of kilometers they've traveled. Like they haven't really. I don't remember the last time we've been at a game. Like,
It's been a while.
you
I
know
think
what I
it's not
mean?
hockey.
Their home schedule has been like terrible. Like get them back in the building. I know they're playing Friday night. Get a couple wins under the belt at home. Make them feel comfortable again, and I'd hit the road for the next road trip, whatever they have coming up. It's just all the travel probably caught up to them. The new guys haven't looked overly great. I we keep pushing a
Not
week.
gelling, man. They're not gelling.
We keep pushing it a week after week, saying give it some time, give it some time. But you gotta hope it's got to hit by now. Like they're just the grip on the stick probably a little bit too hard. Is just what everyone's not playing with that confidence that they've had at the start of the year. That basically solidified them to be in a playoff spot like they are now. Like if they started out like I'm not saying like this, but at the start of the year they'd be outside looking in. Like
Oh, 100%.
all those wins early in the year
like-
helped them.
Let's
They'll still
there's
get to the
no-
dance. They'll still get to the dance, but it's man, when you're 7-8 seed, it's not great. Like we were hoping for 4 or 5. You know what I mean?
There is. Let's make no mistake about it. When we talked about the Wolves right before the season started, we said that they'll probably be in a 6 to 8 range, and then they overachieved that first half of the season.
Correct. I agree to that.
They overachieved.
But that helped them. That
And
helped them.
something. Yeah, something was clicking though. Something was clicking with that team, and then I don't know. I'm starting, and I've always I said it last spot. I'm gonna say it again. You got to make your moves earlier than January 10th. You have to make your moves earlier than January 10th, because it's not enough time for these young kids.
They're not pros. They're not
gel.
pros.
They're not pros. They're not pros. Like it takes a lot more time to kind of get situated. Like you got to think of, a guy like Henry Muse is a great hockey player. There's no doubt about it. He's never lived outside of Ottawa, his hometown, his whole life, right? So that's a big adjustment to make, right? You bring 2, 3 new guys into a team, like it shakes up the roster, right?
Yeah.
It shakes up the roster a bit. So it's a tough stretch. There's no denying it. The Wolves are in a tough stretch. They've played a lot. I would say the schedule's been harder in terms of the teams they've played.
Correct.
They're all playing top teams here.
On the road.
But I mean, the undisciplined play, like Tom, they're leading the league in penalty minutes at 812. They average 15 penalty minutes a game.
Yeah.
It's almost like every second game. I love him, but Nate Villeneuve gets a 10-minute misconduct. It's like every second game now for like yapping at the ref or something. Like fellas, you gotta. The undisciplined play seems to never leave the Wolves. It's
Ever.
always been there.
Yeah,
Like,
even with a new voice of a
when
coaching staff.
When Lando graduated, Lando McCallum, maybe we're turning the page here. I love Lando, but they're facing again some tough teams, and
Well,
the
did
penalty
I say
minutes
this on the
don't help.
pod last week, or was I just talking to you about it?
Think
It's
about
tough.
15 minutes a game. That's
I
almost
know,
a full
it's nuts.
period
I'd
in the
lose my
box.
mind if I'm barn donging the boys like crazy, like insane. I think I said this when we recorded last week. When you're kind of the guy, you can do whatever you want. Like, and there's no discipline factor. Like, you can't sit these guys because you got to win hockey games.
That's
So
right.
Barn Dog's probably looking at Villeneuve saying, "Hey, what are you doing? Don't do it again." And then he goes and does it again. Like, you're not at the NHL level, AHL level, where you can just sit the guy or scratch him for 10 games. Like, he's a second round
You
pick.
gotta win games,
He's a
right?
second round
Yeah.
NHL draft pick. Like, he needs to play. Like, and that's the
And-
shitty
well,
part. Your hands are
and
tied.
that's- But you can't health bomb some of these guys, because then their NHL team's gonna come knocking on the door saying these
Yeah,
guys are gonna
it's
play,
a double-edged
right?
sword. Correct.
It's a tough spot, junior hockey, especially in the O. What draft? It's a tough spot to be in terms of like how to discipline. So I look at what I seen the Barnes and the staff be able to do in that first half, and in that second half now, this tough stretch. You gotta, it's time for the players to kind of look around the room here and say, what are we doing here? What are we trying to accomplish? Because,
Yeah.
if we're just going to go through the motions and whatever, then let's call it a good year. It is what it is. And there's a lot of guys that have been there for a while now on that team, who, Tom, we've been hard on, and they still haven't figured it out. Like
I
it's
know.
time.
I know.
Uh,
I think the only solution to this whole thing, Al, for discipline is maybe like I guess one of the OAs or even like Ferrand being there. Like
I think you know
you're
what?
ruining it for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like see
but
if
I
that
think
message can get across to them. Like if Don was like, "It's my last year. Can you just buckle down for one more time?" Like
yeah, I think
it's
it's a
tough.
situation where it may be a too far gone in terms of just some attitudes
Yeah, I know. I
in
know.
the
That's
room.
what it was
It's
last year
hard to
too.
deal. Yeah,
That's what it was last year too.
it is hard to deal with. But there still is time to turn it around. The Wolves are going to get off this road stretch starting
Friday,
Friday. They'll be at home here against Owen Sound. They're
but
going to
then
be
back on the road
banged
again.
up though. Yeah, they're going to be banged up though. Rowan Henderson out with an injury. Krawchuk hasn't been playing. He's been hurt. Noah Roberts is suspended for too many fights. And Kieran Walton, I believe, is going to get suspended. He speared a guy at the end of the game in Guelph. So
That's what I
uh,
mean, dude. Like one
they've
of the
been banged up
soft,
too.
but
Like
one of the
they've been.
softest guys is now buying in to the other BS, man. You're telling me Waltz would do that if the team was like
Here's the
400
thing. I love
pims,
Waltz. We've had Waltz on.
but he
If you're
wouldn't hurt
gonna
a
spear the
fly.
guy, you're twice as high. Just drop your gloves, and
Yeah,
that's
but
my
Al,
thoughts.
do you know what I mean though? Like, why is he involved in that? Like, you're talking
I
spearing
mean,
with the most innocent
at
player.
6'7", 6'8", I mean, I would.
No, but I'm saying
Yeah,
how innocent of a hockey player he is. He's thinking
yeah,
everyone else is doing it. I might as well do it. Like
yeah. It's bad habits.
that's
Bad
bad.
habits.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
terrible. That's
yeah.
terrible.
It's bad habit. You're right. You're right.
Like,
And again, listen, we love the Wolves. This is all we are
yes,
just
yes, yes.
we are speaking for the minds of Wolves fans and disgruntled fans. And listen, it's a whole team effort from management right down to the players. But this one, I think, is players got to kind of just kumbaya here and figure out a
We got to
way
get you
to,
back in the room then, I think.
yeah, yeah, to get the season back on stride here. So let's see how they do this
Yeah.
Friday. Owen Sound, then they're back on the road in Brampton.
Saturday,
Then
right?
yeah, and then they go to the Sioux Wednesday. This
And
schedule's
then
a joke.
back home Friday. Back home Friday.
Back home Friday
The following Friday,
against
the 28th, Saginaw.
They have a little
Yeah.
bit of a homestand
After
coming
that,
up here, but a lot of midweek games this final stretch here for the Wolfers. It doesn't get easier though. Like the games don't get easier. They had the favorable schedule the first half of the year. There's no doubt about it. It's been a tough stretch, but again, um, all you got to do is get to the dance, get to the playoffs, and we'll see what happens. Because it is a lull in the season. Yeah, Tom.
one player I want to talk about. I'm moving to the West and just wrapping up the Wolves. Our insider's been texting us quite frequently about this guy, Saginaw. Let's give some flowers to Saginaw. You mentioned they're on a heater. Now, I will mispronounce this guy's name. Igor Cherntsov. Okay? You're talking 27 points in 9 games. You're talking this guy's playing EA Sports 15 on rookie mode. 27 points in 9 games. Second round pick to San Jose last year. Saginaw got this guy in the import draft, Al. 54th overall.
Wow.
And he is lighting it up. Now, I'm going to have to text our insider. He's just starting to play for Saginaw now. Was he hurt, I believe? I'll have to
I don't
find
know.
out. I'll have to
I don't
find
know
out.
much about this player.
Because he
Yeah.
wasn't even playing in the KHL. He was last year, but this year he didn't even play any games. Like, he had to be hurt just getting back for Saginaw now.
Yeah.
So, hey, man, when you get a player like that producing at that rate and that's played, at the second best professional league in the KHL, like, watch out. So they got another weapon. And like I mentioned, 27 points in 9 games is, like, that's unheard of.
Yeah. One last point I want to make on the Wolves is let's give Carson Chartier a shot here. You traded for his rights. I know he's doing well with the Cubs. Give him a shot, especially if Krawchuk is hurt. Let's see how he does. I would give him a start in this next 3-4 games, 100%. 100%. All right, Tom, we're going to move on now to high school hockey. And the city finals are set, Tom. The St. Charles Cardinals were able to take care of Confed It was a best of 3 series. They swept them in the semis, and Llewellyn swept Horizon in the semi series. So it sets up SEC Llewellyn rematch. We were there last year, Tom. It was absolutely electric. I'm so excited for hockey here in Sudbury because this series is going to be electric. I would say one of the most anticipated series again here. Now that everyone knows about it, it kind of caught fire last year. My God, it's going to be packed. To give people the schedule, best of 5 series, they play February 20th. That's Thursday at Lively Arena, Tom Davies Arena. I know there's other big hockey game on that night, Canada USA, so I'm sure a lot of people won't be there. But then you got Saturday 5:30 at Garson. That's going to be electric. Countryside 1, February 24th, 7:30. That'll be game 3.
On Monday. That's a Monday. Okay.
Monday, yeah. Game 4, Wednesday, February 26th at Countryside 1, 8:30 p.m. And if needed, a game 5, 5:30 p.m. Thursday, February 27th at the Sudbury Arena. Tom, I want a game 5 so bad. I want a game 5 so bad at Sudbury Arena. It would be electric. It would be electric.
Before we tee off to the interviews, I mean, obviously, like, rematch, we were there last year. I can't believe it's been a full year. What's your predictions here, bud? Give me your thoughts, and I'll give you my Cole's notes quickly here.
So, thinking about the St. Charles roster here, last year where they kind of relied on like 2 guys, this year they were able to bring a lot of guys that we've coached, Tom, like a lot of guys that played AAA,
correct,
to come back. Adam Urso, who's 3rd in the team in scoring, Nolan Corvo, who's 4th in team scoring. They both came back. They're both key pieces to this team. They seem to have a different style in terms of a lot more pace, a lot faster, and a little more skilled than last year. So they're built like a machine. I mean, in the 2 games they played, in the semifinals, he scored 24 goals. So they are a scoring machine. And then I look over to Llewellyn, and they had that one close game against St. Chuck's last year. This season. Their team has gone older, like you said. A lot of guys that we've also coached, some that have come back to play. We've had Riley Gravy and Ethan Oliver, who are both leading the team's top 2 in scoring. And they have, I think, 2, maybe 3, even 3 solid goalies to choose from. So it's interesting. I think the keys, if we're looking at St. Charles, they were undefeated last year. They came in, lost 2 straight. I think they have the experience of being there before. And you know what? Llewellyn does too, but I don't know. SEC does know how to get the job done. They know how to get back to fundamentals. If I'm Llewellyn, you're probably looking, you got to get physical. That's my thing. When you play against a super skilled team, you got to get physical. This is playoff hockey that we're talking about. Now, I'm not saying going out and kill guys, but you got to finish your checks. Block shots, finish your checks, dump the puck in, and get those D turning as much as you can. That's my thoughts. For the sake of it, I want to say this series goes 5 once again. I think it'll be tight.
You think so? Okay.
I hope so. But what do you think, Tom?
Well, it was a great summary. I mean, I'm not going to be that much detail because everyone knows I'm a St. Charles alum, and just got to give the upper hand to that coaching staff, man. They've been in too many city finals. They've seen way too many different styles of opponents, and you know what? So much on the line for them this year with hosting OFSA. I just can't see them like falling short here in cities. Like, I think they're going to win this, like, no brainer, and then obviously compete in OFSA. Like, when you have that in the back of your head that you have that huge tournament to end the year at OFSA, like, you want to be entering there as like city champs. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to just be hosts. Like, I'm totally different caliber of hockey, but when we Here we go, hosting Telus Cup. Like, we didn't win all Ontarios, and go in there, everyone looked at us just because we're hosts. Like, you don't want that factor, right? Obviously, you have to win NASA to get the OFSA. I would like to say, uh,
Yeah, no, you
am
do.
I correct with that? But St. Charles, I think, will have the upper hand in winning NASA as well. Like,
Yeah,
usually,
they won it
usually
last year as well.
correct. So, like, I think they'll win cities. I think they'll win NASA, and then they'll compete in OFSA. So, I just the upper hand coaching staff wise, I'm gonna tip my cap to St. Charles. Like, man, like, I played one tournament with Micheludi and Zanata back in grade 10 when we were allowed to play. We went to Niagara Falls, and the coaching, as you're gonna hear in the interview, Carter talked about, like, they treat you like you're part of a AAA team. Like, the practices were no joke, the systems were no joke. Like, I think they're just gonna be more prepared, and like you mentioned, St. Charles blowing out the semifinal team. And who did they play? Confed.
Confed. Yeah.
Like, you got to be holding on for dear life if you're Llewellyn. I get it. It's a rematch. Same type of players returning. Maybe they get a game or two. But I liked St. Charles in this series for sure. Just more experience as a coaching staff. And they got a couple players that can put the puck in the net in St. Charles. So I'm going to give the upper hand to them.
Yeah, it'll be tight. It'll be tight. Tom, you mentioned the staff from St. Charles. I will give my kudos to Ryan Urich, Alex Venderman, and Riley Graff. He does mention the name of the other coach, and
Yes, I
I
forgot
can't
that
remember it
too.
right now.
Yeah.
But for those guys to take the time and put together this squad, and in 2 years now have a really competitive team is awesome too. So it's going to be an awesome series. There is like high school hockey has never been in a better spot than it is right now, and teams are only going to get better, which is awesome to see. The hype is real, for sure. The hype is real. So
Hmm.
very excited to see what goes on there. I also want to shout out Sudbury Sports Vids.
Yep.
They have done a fantastic job of capturing all this. They actually did an Road to Offset episode for SEC, so it's gonna be really cool. The whole Offset thing is sick that they're hosting. I'm sure we'll go check out some games there as as well, Tom. I think they're happening at Garson, so that's cool.
Down the street, bud. We'll hit up the pub
Yeah,
before.
yeah. So very cool all around. And it's gonna be a sick high school final. With that, folks, we got back-to-back interviews
Back to
here
back
for you.
jacks.
First off, we have two members, sorry, from each team, sorry. We got Riley Graffy, who is a part of the Llewellyn Knights. He was the team's leading scorer, so he will be coming up first, and we'll send it off to Riley Graffy of the Llewellyn Knights. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is city final week here for Sudbury High School hockey, and the greatest rivalry in town is back. Llewellyn versus St. Charles was a legendary series last year, and is set to be another great one this time around. We are joined by a graduating member of the Llewellyn Knights to preview the series. He led the team in points with 24 points in 14 games this year. Hey, how are you? Please welcome Riley Graffy to the B2B podcast. How we doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you, boys, for having me out. Very excited to get into detail here and just give you some brief thoughts on the upcoming series.
Yeah, man. Let's do it. Let's do it, Graf. I can't believe one you're graduating this year. Tom and I got to coach you a little bit
Yes.
back in the day.
Oh yeah.
But I guess take us through the year, man. How's it been for the boys?
Well, I mean, we've had a good year so far. Our challenges with St. Charles, obviously, you know how that goes. Won that tournament in North Bay. Had a good tournament down in Niagara. Had some troubles with food poisoning. Uh,
Oh no.
we got in a food poisoning mix. Lost a few players there, and then lost to St. Charles in the semis or the quarters. Can't really remember what it was, but yeah, had some good tournaments. It's been a good year. Good group of guys. Great coaching this year. Yeah,
Yeah.
can't ask for more for a grade 12
Awesome.
graduating year.
Yeah, that's good, man. Um, so you guys have seen St. Chuck's a few times now.
Yeah,
Oh,
so 3 times this year, I think. Yeah, 3 times.
Okay, and there's is there any video going on? You guys have a good feel about the squad? Like you guys you guys know what to expect, obviously.
Oh yeah, they're a great team. They always put a good team together. Like we're just gonna try and match our energy. Play our game, keep it simple. They're a fast team. They got good players all around. Just try and match their energy.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, good stuff. Um, and you found some personal success this year, individual success. You well over a point a game, and what do you attribute that to? That success to?
Um, well, you know me, I'm not really a forward guy, so but jumped up front this year. Things changed. I like moving players around, really changed our game. Like for past, I think 3 games, we've had Max Arnold up front, and
Okay.
he's been burying the puck. He's had what I think it was 5 points in 2 games there. Just moving players around. The team, like the chemistry's there now. We got like again depth. We got like everyone's good. There's no like there's no negative to the team. Coaching's good, practices are good, just keeping it simple. And then positivity's been like our biggest thing this year. Just staying positive, keeps us together and just like, helps out a team in a great like
Yeah,
so
unreal, man. That's great.
yeah.
First question I got for you, Graf. So, like, obviously, we're talking basically series preview with getting another run at St. Charles. So, what does it mean for you guys to have another crack at them from what happened last year?
You know how last year went, up 2 games, caught the St. Charles train in the third one. Like that's just honestly what they did is kind of inspiring, right? Being down 2 and then we're like putting the work in to get that like those 3 games straight. Good team. Just trying to like I don't know, play it simple. Like we want to get like play game by game, not get ahead. Like if
Yep.
you win, get up 1, don't want to get ahead of yourself. Get down 1, don't get one, don't want to get down. Just keep it simple. Take it game by game, and just adjust to how we're playing.
There you go. Okay. And let's dive into last year's series a little bit, not more so what happened, but just Tom and I don't think we've seen rinks that packed here in
Mhm.
Sudbury in a long time. So what was it like for you playing in it, seeing the place like Carmichael reach max capacity, uh, Countryside too reach max capacity? Like it was insane.
I
So
know.
and I mean, the series was entertaining as hell. I think you guys had 3 overtime games in there. But yeah, take us through, what was it like actually being a player in those series?
So like game 1 was just like where were we? I think game 1 we were Coppercliff. It was just like it felt like a normal high school game. And then as the games went on, it just started to fill up, right? Because the
The
games
hype.
got
Yep.
closer. And then we got to game 5 and so personally I do my work I do like my warm up. So I was doing warm ups, nobody there, right? Like it's dead. Get the house league kids on before us, nobody there. I go back in the room, I do everything in the room, take my stick, everything in the room, get dressed. I come out, can't even get to the bench. Like it's filled all the way to the bench. Security guard got to come over and move people out of the way. Like it was insane. Like the atmosphere was it was like I can't like that was the most fun I've ever had playing hockey. Like
Yeah, no
I
doubt. I
couldn't
can only imagine.
I couldn't
Yeah.
ask for that. Like I hope it's like that again this year. Like it was so much fun and all the boys had a great time doing it. So I
Yeah.
yeah, it was a great time. Hope to do it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it'll be cool. I'm assuming it's going to be like that as well. Again, I think everyone knows what to expect now, so I think from game one it should be pretty packed. And I believe I saw if it gets to game 5, it'll be at Sudbury Arena, which would
Yeah,
be insanity.
yeah,
Top
that'd be sweet.
insane.
That'd be sweet.
That would
I
be
gotta get all the
crazy.
lights and stuff going, the goal horn. I got the wolf going
Yeah.
across the I gotta get everything going.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Let's talk about your team a little bit more. St. Charles, we all already know about, but you guys kind of over the last couple of years came out of the woodwork. You know, kind of came out of nowhere, and you guys obviously put forth 2 great teams now in the past 2 years. What do you attribute that to? Is that guys just you know making the jump from AAA to high school and committing to it? Like, where do you see that change happen for your team to have the success of the past couple of years?
Um, a lot of the guys like myself, it's once you hit that U16 year, a lot of guys feel like, I mean, like you've seen kids go from U18, whatever, and keep going on. But like the guys that know they don't feel like continuing hockey and stuff like that. So we had a few boys like that this year. Um, they know that or they claim that they don't have they can't go on in hockey, right? So they
Hmm.
come back to high school, and high school still has that rep atmosphere. Like I still feel like I'm playing rep hockey. We're going to tournaments.
Hmm.
Games feel like when we play like a solid team, like when we play St. Charles, it feels like a rep hockey game. Um, a lot of guys just think, like I said, just if they know they don't have a future, they like to jump back. Like myself, I knew I had no future in hockey, so I came down. Um, but it's a jump that I think a lot of kids will find was a great move, right? The hockey's fun. So it's like always intense. There's it's just so much fun. Yeah, like a lot of the guys enjoy what they did with the move, and I think like high school hockey will continue to be like that. It's a fallback, but it's a fallback from rep, but it's a good fallback.
Yeah, yeah,
I
absolutely. I
agree.
I
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think most of what Tom and I we talk about all the time about wishing maybe we made the
Yeah, for
well, Tom
sure.
maybe not so much, but myself, yeah, making the jump a little bit earlier. But I guess for you, like, are you happy with the decision you made back then? Like, and would you change it?
I'm beyond happy with what I did. Like I think this is like the greatest ending to like a high school, like finishing high school. I couldn't have asked for a better like athletic standpoint at high school. Um,
Yeah,
it brings the school together. Honestly, that's all. Like you're walking around the school, everyone's talking about the games coming up. It's just like the atmosphere is there, and I would 100% recommend it to people that do not want to continue playing rep hockey.
yeah, that's awesome, man. Good for you. And it opens up obviously the opportunity to play some more sports too. I'm sure you're playing more sports too, eh? Yeah.
I played, oh, well, this year I had volleyball. I had golf, but I couldn't mix in volleyball and golf. So
Yeah.
those two got track coming up. So I like, yeah, you're able to, you can do it all, which is
That's
nice.
awesome, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
good stuff. Tom, yeah.
Graf, you mentioned a little bit about the coaching staff and how, I guess, dialed they're going to be this year coming up for the series. Like, so let's talk about that staff. Urich and Mr. Vendy himself. So how's, getting coached by those guys, and what have they kind of got you guys prepped for this coming series?
So again, Rhino's a great coach. We had him last year and we had Bendy last year. We added on Scott LaChance this year. He's been a huge like upbringing to our team. Is very good up front with the forwards. Knows what he's talking about. Very good guy all around. It's helped us tremendously. Like him and Rhino up front. It works out well. Uh, like great group of guys. Vendy really good on the D side of things. Always keeping the boys positive, making sure nothing stupid happens. Just making sure we're in line and we're ready to play.
Awesome. Awesome, and we'll see that coaching get to work here in this series, for sure. Another big news item too is OFSA. This year's hosted in Suds, meaning there's an extra spot with the SEC hosting. So, not getting ahead of yourselves here, but how big is NASA for the boys here? And I'm not. Is it in Suds too, NASA, or is it somewhere else?
Um, I think that might be Sue this year.
Sue?
Sue or
Yeah, that
North
makes
Bay,
sense.
one of the
Yeah.
two. Um, right now we're really focused on these playoffs. We need to
Yeah.
Boom. Dunk,
yeah.
Jim. He has
Nice
dunked on
dialed. I
you.
like it.
Dunked
No,
on you.
it's true, right? Like, I think this year how it works is you have to win cities to make NASA, even though because I think that St. Charles has a spot, correct? Because they're hosting.
Yeah, yeah. I don't.
So
Oh, yeah. Actually,
I'm not too sure.
yeah.
We'd have to look into it, but I think it's win cities make NASA. So because we're not
Hmm.
hosting, so it's one spot for NASA. So
Yep.
that's kind of what we just want to win. We want to play this series, like I said, game by game. see what the outcome is here, and then we'll focus on what comes next.
One
Love
game
it.
at a time, baby. Yeah, one game at a time. I love it. Love it. Tom?
Graf, so I obviously like we've had you on to preview this series. Can you give us a little bit what do you think is going to happen? I mean, obviously I'd love to see selfishly my boys in St. Charles win, but like give us a little bit of a preview here. What do you think the outcome's going to be?
I think it's gonna be they're a good team. I think it's gonna be close all around. If we put our work in, they put work in, it's gonna be great hockey. They're very skilled. It like I said, we gotta put it all down, lay it all out there. If all games are close, all both teams play well, it's gonna be good hockey, good close games. So hopefully, like we could squeeze something out here, make a good series.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure. You guys, have produced a great hockey team as well. So don't sell yourself short there. It's going to be an awesome series, and I am fired up to see it. The boys will be there to see it all in action here. But it's going to be wicked, for sure. Let's go to our fast five here to wrap up our interview, Graph. So it's 5 rapid fire questions. Whatever comes to the top of your head, let it rip. So I'll send it off the top here.
Okay, Graf, remember who's asking you this question, okay? Who's your favorite coach? Is it me or Chim?
You gotta be Ryder Johnson.
Oh,
I trainer Ryder
He's
Johnson.
gonna.
I trainer.
yeah.
If I had to pick between the two, it'd be Chim. Chim was my D man.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Let's go, Graph.
BDC,
Love it.
BDC. All right.
BC all the way.
Your favorite twig you've ever used?
Currently FT5 Pro.
Okay. Yeah. What's your go-to snack?
Yogurt parfait.
Yogurt
Okay, this
parfait.
guy, health
Six
guy.
pack, six pack.
I
All
love
right.
it. I love it.
All right. All right. Dream travel destination. Anywhere in the world, where do you want to travel to?
I like to go to Greece.
Wow.
There you
See, you know what?
go,
You're making up
hombre.
for it. You're making up for
There
it.
you
All right.
go.
All right. All
Yeah,
right. Thanks, Graf. Okay, last one we got for you. Your favorite Sudbury restaurant?
Dang. Um, wow. Might have to go Tommy's Not Here.
Oh, nice, Graph. Yeah, that's a good shout. That's a good shout. Love
There
it.
you go. There you go.
All right. Okay, Graph. Well, listen, thanks a lot for coming on the pod here with the boys. Best of luck in the series. Again, we're excited to see it, and obviously a great career here, capping it off for you. And what a way to end it. So, best of luck, man, and hopefully you can come home and end it off with the chip. So, thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me.
Beauty. That was the interview with Riley Graffy of the Llewellyn Knights, and now we are going to send it right away to the captain of the SCC Cards, Oinky the Choink. Let's send it
Oinkity
off
choy.
to Carter Daniluk. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is city final week here for Sudbury High School hockey, and the greatest rivalry in town is back. Llewellyn versus St. Charles was a legendary series last year and is set to be another great one this time around. We are joined by the captain of SEC. He was point per game this year, 14 points in 14 games. Please welcome Carter Daniluk to the B2B podcast. How we doing?
Good, man. Thanks for having me.
We're
Oinkity
excited to have you
choy.
on here.
Oinkity choy.
Chi.
Here we go, baby. Here we go.
Couple alum on the
Yeah.
pod here.
Gotta love it.
But Carter, take us through the year, man. Obviously, a great year, going perfect once again in the regular season here. But and adding on top, you guys are hosting offset. But how's the year been overall for the boys?
It's been an unreal year. We started off really early, I think second week of school with tryouts, and then a couple exhibition games with North Bay. And then I don't know if you guys knew, but we went to Nashville
Oh yeah.
for a trip. Yeah, that was an amazing experience of a lifetime. Couldn't have been any better. It was
That's sick.
just awesome.
How
Wicked.
so let's dive into Nashville. Like obviously we saw the post about it and looks like you guys got a room tour and I believe you guys caught a game and stuff. So yeah, dive into
I think you
Nashville a
guys had
little
a
bit.
practice on the ice
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
Oh
too.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
how was that?
Yeah. So we went down, took a bus, which was long
that's
drive,
a
but
long ride.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
all in one shot too. So we switched drivers in Windsor, so we could go all the way through.
Wow.
And then I think it was the Thursday. We went to the morning skate. We got to see the Predators and then the Oilers. So
Wicked.
seeing Draisaitl and McDavid, like those big guys, it was unreal to see like right at the glass. And then that night we went to the game, and both teams were kind of on a losing streak to start off the year. I know Edmonton started pretty slow. Nashville still in the slums, but yeah, it was a good game. And then the next day we went to the Preds practice again and got our own practice on the big ice with Derek McKenzie. So that was unreal experience.
Yeah, man, that is wicked. How was that practice like compared to others you've had this year?
Um, we only ran about like 30 minutes, 40 minutes,
Yeah.
but there was lots of flow. He started with one drill that I think he added about five or six things into it. So we were
Oh
just,
wow.
yeah, it just kept flowing and everyone was involved. And then we did some 3-on-3 stuff in one zone. So that was pretty sweet.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Wicked. Um, and hosting off the offs of this year, and I mean, already been a big year for the boys. I think you guys got all fresh unis as well. Which one's your favorite? The black, the red, or the white?
I got to go with the Blacks.
Oh
Yeah, they're
yeah.
nasty.
They're,
They're
Yeah.
yeah,
nasty.
yeah.
Are
I
we
don't
gonna
know if
see
you guys
those
have
as
seen them yet.
playoffs? Are we gonna see them or I mean
I
this
think we
playoffs, this
might.
series?
I think we might. I know Llewellyn added a third jersey as well.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
So they have gray ones with the knight, and they got their last names on them. We don't put our last names on them because,
Right.
like you guys know, it's St. Charles tradition.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah, we didn't do that, and yeah, so I think you might see the Blacks versus the Grays come out in the series.
Oh, that's wicked.
Yeah,
That's nasty. Yeah.
yeah,
Love it. Um, and so going back to last year, I believe you were hurt last year, right? Last
yeah,
year's final?
yeah.
Last year, okay. So did that have a lot to do with you coming back this year? Kind of want to end it on your own accord here?
I think either way, even if I didn't get hurt, I would have came
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Um, like it's my seventh year at that school, so like I started in grade seven, so it's been a journey for sure. Like grade seven, you see those guys walk through the hallway and you kind of look up to them.
Hmm.
And then grade 11 was my first year with the team, and ever since, like I don't regret any bit of it. So I think either way, I was going to come back. I was I had my head set on coming back, and they knew we were hosting OFSA, and obviously that just adds to the excitement of it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Gotcha. That's wicked. And he said he made the jump in grade 11. And we always like to ask this question to high school players, but what kind of made you decide, yeah, I want to go play high school hockey? What were kind of the selling points for you?
well, actually, when I was in grade nine, there was three of us that were on the team. It was that COVID bubble year where we
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
really, yeah. So that was the 2020 year, and it was actually me, Hayes, and Gucci, the
Okay.
goalie. We
Yeah.
were all on the team, but they'd kept four lines together so that we could play amongst ourselves. And there was no actual games, but I was also playing for Sudbury Minor. And then grade
Hmm.
10, I was with the Nickel Caps, and then didn't have the best year myself, like points wise, but still a fun year off the ice. And then grade 11, I was dead set right after the season, after grade 10 of going to St. Charles.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And how would you describe, I guess, high school hockey? Like, and would you recommend it to kids that are kind of like in your boat, kind of debating on whether or not to continue, maybe trying to live the dream, or go and live the dream in a different way in high school?
I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
Um, like the smaller schools, there's like even Lockerbie. I know your other guy, Mason.
Yeah.
He was coaching Lockerbie, and it seems like he's trying to build that program up. So like they had a pretty young team, but like for St. Charles, Llewellyn, Horizon, like there's a big hype around playing high school hockey.
Yeah.
Like even Llewellyn in the last couple of years, like last 2 years actually, have really built their program, and it's just a different atmosphere. Like you're with these guys every day. We have the hockey program at St. Charles, so like there's probably like 12 of us, and we're in that program. We see each other every day. Like we're in class together, go for lunch together. You're always with each other. So I think in terms of the off ice, it definitely builds a bigger bond with the guys.
Hmm.
And then during the regular season, like the big games like Llewellyn and Horizon, we get some good crowds, but the big crowds don't usually start until playoffs.
Hmm.
So I know I was talking to Zanat at last practice, and he was saying that the city's moving the games to these bigger arenas because of capacity last year. Like you guys were at Carmichael.
It was insane.
That was insane. Yeah. That
Sardines.
was
We were sardines in
oh
there.
yeah. Yeah.
Wicked. And I saw if there is a game 5 at Sudbury Arena, that would be insanity. Insanity at game 5 at Sudbury Arena.
Oh yeah. I think if it
Yeah.
went to game 5 again, there would be both schools just
Yeah.
packed out. Like
Yeah.
it would be unreal. It'd be like a
That'd be
buyout
sick.
for both schools. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim, did you
That'd be
notice that
sick.
did you notice he said if there? I think
If,
there's a
yeah,
bit,
yeah,
there's
yeah,
a
yeah.
huge if in that.
Yeah, love it. So obviously your team is set up a little bit differently this year. The big names, Thibodeau, King Hayes, Hazy B, who made his name last year. He's gone, and both your goalies moved on this last year. Sorry. So I guess take us through this year's roster. What's different maybe, and how's this success been able to continue here?
Yeah, obviously we have a lot of new bodies on the team.
Mhm.
Like we have more new guys this year than we do returning guys. So
Yeah.
obviously that early start kind of benefited us getting some chemistry under our belts. But no, it's been great. Our two goalies actually this year are both grade 11s. So they might have them for another 2 years. So
Yeah.
like you could build these guys up, and they're great. And our forward group especially is very young. Like we got three grade 11s, I believe,
Mhm.
and we have a lot of speed up front. So I think that from last year has changed our game drastically. Like last year we had skill and grit, but we didn't have necessarily that speed, right? And this year with a lot of speed, like even in that Niagara tournament, we won again this year. We won 2 years ago when I was in grade 11, and we were just dominating. Like there was teams that couldn't keep up with our speed, and I believe that's how we won. Like we were just skating through teams. Like so,
Mhm.
in that aspect, it's different from our old style, but I think it's benefited us this year, and hopefully it will in the long run too.
There you go. And some tournament win, one tournament win, right? As well.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
lost in the semifinals in Peterborough.
In Peterborough, North
Yeah.
Bay, you guys won, eh?
No, we don't. We
No.
never go to that North Bay tournament. I think we
Oh, okay.
did years ago, but
Okay.
it's a smaller tournament. So like we had our own tournament. We won that one
Oh
actually.
yeah, the cards. Yeah, cards
Yeah, the
classic.
card
Against
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
cards classic.
against someone up. Was it Hearst that you guys played?
I think it was. Yeah, Hearst. Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say Central Goma, but yeah, I think it was Hearst.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys beat them in a final. I remember that. I want to ask about your coaching staff. Obviously, we know Zanata and Micker and obviously the rest of the staff, but how have they been for you these past couple of years for yourself?
great. Um, I noticed a big transition when I first came over of system work. Like you played AAA. It's a lot of like I found it was a lot of individual work and just getting the job done more
Correct.
like
Yeah.
it's a big season, like you're playing 3 games in one weekend. But
Yeah.
I find with St. Charles they really try to implement a system. So defensive work, offensive forecheck, like that's a big part of our practices, power plays. They really emphasize the systems.
Gotcha.
I agree.
Who's the speech guy in the room? Is it Z or is it Micker?
Z gets us going. Micker
Yeah.
comes in first usually and
Does a little
talks.
soft spoken. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talks the technical work, and then he leaves and Z comes in. And I don't know if you guys know Pitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pitter comes in, gets us a little fired up, and does the prayer with us. So
Awesome.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Wicked. Wait, it seems like you guys got a tight group.
yeah,
Yeah.
we've had a tight group pretty well the 3 years that I've been there. So
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome, man. Good stuff. And obviously OFSA's a nice way, like we mentioned a few times, for you guys to end, and for yourself personally, to end your high school hockey career. And I know you're focused on the cities here, but how exciting is it to know that you'll be able to play OFSA here against the entire province?
I've been pumped up since I found out we were hosting it.
Yeah.
Like I work at the Sudbury, and I don't know if I've seen you guys
Yeah,
there for
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
games
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I was talking to my boss at Severina. I was like, "You guys got to schedule some games for us here. Like, we want a
That'd
whole
be
buyout,
sick.
get the arena full. Like, that'd be awesome." Like, so I've been really excited about that to end my high school career and just put it all on the line. Try to
Yeah.
take one home. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, that'll be a nice cherry on top here. Tom?
Yeah.
Let's preview this series. Like, what's your expectations? What's the feeling going into obviously this week? And I mean, we already know an undefeated season so far and into playoffs as well. So what can we expect now from you guys?
Uh, Everything. Like, I think it's going to be an absolute war. Like, Llewellyn gets real fired up to play us, and we get fired up to play them. Like, it's just going to
Yeah.
be, going to be tight games, and it's game of inches. So, like, both teams are going to have to battle for everything. Like, it's going to be tight every game.
Yeah, wicked. And I think that hype from last year, I mean, again, like we mentioned, the rinks, I've never seen rinks like that packed. Carmichael Countryside didn't matter. It was insane. I think three OT games as well in that series, which was insane. So sure the barns are gonna get packed again. And how fired up are you to play actually now
I'm
in
I'm really
those
fired
barns?
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm especially missing out on last year. Like, I did play. I got hurt in game 3 and
Hmm.
knocked me out of the series.
Hmm.
And I came back, and when we went to OFSA
Hmm.
in Durham region, I think it was in Whitby. But
Hmm.
no, I'm really fired up, and I know all the boys are too. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be crazy, and I know the barns are gonna be packed. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's gonna be there. We'll get a lot of students there, and I know Llewellyn will too.
Yeah,
It's a
man.
big rivalry, so
I actually got
Yeah.
another one for him here, Chim. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking, obviously the barns were packed last year. Obviously we were all there, but the celebrations from Kingy Hayes, Hazy B himself, like, is there anything you're gonna do if you score a big goal? Like, have you thought about that yet?
no, honestly, I don't really think about that stuff. Like, it just, if it
Comes, it
happens,
comes, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Hayes, he was a character. He was always that guy that was selling in practice. So he would actually like practice his sellies, like, if he did score. Like,
That is so good.
the one there where he pulled out like the arrow over his stick there, whatever he
Oh
did,
yeah, yeah.
and went right into the corner to you guys. I've never seen him do that one, but like, we would always make fun of him in practice because he'd be selling, like, if he'd score. But yeah, we'll see.
We'll
We'll
see.
see.
All
Awesome.
right.
Nothing planned out, but we'll
Gotcha.
take it by ear. Yeah.
Gotcha, man. Awesome. Well, excited for the series here. It's going to be absolutely electric. Moving on now to our fast five before we wrap up our interviews here. We always ask 5 rapid fire questions. Whatever comes to the top of your head, let it rip, and I will send it off to Tommy here.
All right. What's your favorite arena in the city?
Oh, um, I gotta go with Garson.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
God, Stock.
yeah.
I
Stock.
hate the
place
bench.
is good.
I hate the benches,
Yeah, the
but
bench is bad.
the
The
benches
bench is
But
suck.
the bowl,
But Garson's awesome. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be electric there.
Your favorite stick you ever used?
Bauer Vapor 1X Light.
Oh,
Ooh,
yes.
nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your go-to snack?
Go-to snack. Peanut butter pretzels.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
those big
Dialed.
tubs from Costco. I love those.
Yeah. Your dream travel destination, anywhere in the world, what do you want to travel to?
Russia.
Whoa.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. Favorite Sudbury restaurant?
Ooh. I don't know. There's a couple good ones. I'll go with Milestones.
All right.
Okay, there you go. Milestones, nice. Well, listen, Carter, thanks a lot for coming on here and chatting with the boys. Best of luck.
Go
Here
get that
in-
chip. Go get that
Yeah.
chip
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, best of luck here in the series, and again, a hell of a way to end off your career here with St. Chuck. So again, thanks a lot for coming on here, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and I'll see you guys at the games. I know you
Yeah.
guys will be there, so
Yeah,
For sure,
that was
buddy.
an
See you
interview with Carter Daniluk, Tom. Great to hear from both sides. That's really cool. I think
Yes, I agree.
facing off each other, kind of just giving their thoughts on what the series is going to be like, reflecting on last year too. So, very cool, and we appreciate them coming on. No 4-pack this week, Thomas Loft. So we're gonna go to we missed in anything. Jays can't get it done with Vladdy. That's the only thing.
That is tough. That's a tough look.
We gotta have the Gate 14 boys on. Like this is.
Oh my God, what a great shout that is. Let's do it. That interview would pop for our fans. We got
This
dude,
is-
Johnny's going nuts. The Gate 14 boys are going nuts. Nuts.
It's not good. It's
Okay,
not good.
let's send them a DM and
Yeah.
let's have them on. And what was the other thing? I'm going to the Raptors game this weekend. That's what I forgot to
Nice.
mention. Yeah,
Fantastic.
Yeah, little Themis' birthday gift. So I got to see Kevin Durant and the boys, Phoenix Suns, in town on
Electric.
Sunday night. So that's all I got. That's
That'll
all
be
I
a good
got.
time.
Hopefully I can
Awesome.
get good weather on the way there. Oh,
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Yeah. And happy birthday, Femis. All right, folks. That's going to do it here for week 193 of Behind the Bench. Thanks to Carter and Riley for coming on and chatting. Best of luck to them in the high school city finals. Go and check it out, folks. It's great hockey. And yeah, we'll see you for 194, folks. Love y'all.